Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Physics Tricks. So in today's video, we will be dealing with vector formulas and its application. So in this, we have first formula related to unit vector. And what is unit vector? It will just represent the direction of a given vector, right? So it will just represent the direction of a given vector. So if we have the given vector in the three-dimensional geometry and it is a bar, so unit vector along this direction we have is a hat. So it just represents the direction of a given vector. So a hat we have is given vector divided by magnitude of it. So this is the given vector, whatever that vector is, given vector. So if it is I hat plus j hat plus k hat, then take the magnitude of that vector and divide so you will get the unit vector. Okay, now so these three things you need to remember, and that is unit vector in x-axis is I hat, unit vector in y direction is j hat, and unit vector in z direction is k hat. So note, magnitude of unit vector is 1, right? So whatever, let us suppose if they gave I hat plus 2j hat plus lambda k hat is a unit vector. So what is its magnitude? Must be equal to what? Unity, right? Its magnitude must be equal to unity. So you have to consider this is 0 0.1, 0 0.2, then you will get lambda value in between that range, right? So I hope this is clear. So this is all about the unit vector. Now where to use this unit vector concept? So to find the unit vector in I hat plus j 2j hat minus 3k hat, okay? So if they give supposed to be this is the vector, if they give supposed to be this is the vector, and you have to find what is called as the unit vector. You have to find what is called as the unit vector. Then unit vector is given vector. As you can see over here, this is the given vector divided by its magnitude, right? Magnitude of a vector. So given vector we have is I hat plus 2j hat minus 3k hat, as it is you have to write over here. And what is its magnitude? Magnitude is x component squared, that is 1 squared, plus y component squared, that is 2 squared, plus z component squared, that is minus 3 squared. So you will get I hat plus 2j hat minus 3k hat divided by root of 1 plus 4 plus 9, and that is equal to, this is the answer. Now next application we have is to find the component of a bar along b bar. In that also we can use the concept of unit vector. As you can see, component of a bar along b bar is a cos theta. This is the component of a bar along b bar. So we can write now, we can draw the vector. A bar's component is a cos theta in this direction. In which direction? In b bar's direction, it is a cos theta. So a cos theta we have is nothing but the a bar dot with b bar, that is dot product, divided by the magnitude of b bar. But what is b bar divided by magnitude of b bar? It is the unit vector. So as you can see over here, b bar divided by magnitude of b bar is unit vector. So dot product will give the scalar quantity as a result. So we here a cos theta, we have the scalar component of a bar along b bar. So this a cos theta is nothing but what? Scalar component of a bar along b bar. Okay now, so scalar component of a bar along b bar, that is a cos theta. So a bar dot with b bar divided by magnitude of b bar will give you what is called as the scalar component, isn't it? To make scalar quantity into vector quantity, what we have to do is give the direction, and direction is given by unit vector. So do remember, unit vector always gives the direction of a given vector, right? Direction of a given vector. So always remember this. This is the formula that you need to remember. And what is unit vector? Unit vector is given vector divided by the magnitude of the vector. So I hope this is clear to you all. Scalar component, vector component, and what is called as the unit vector. How to find vector component is very simple. Scalar component multiply by the unit vector in the direction of b bar. Unit vector in the direction of b bar is b hat, and this can be written as b bar divided by magnitude of b bar. Now, why we considered b hat? Why not a hat? Because we considered a bar's component in the b bar's direction, isn't it? A bar's component in the b bar's direction. As you can see over here, a bar's component in the b bar's direction. So we have to consider b bar's unit vector. Okay now. So direction of a cos theta is along b bar. So direction is represented by unit vector. So unit vector of b bar you have to consider. So I hope this is clear to you all. Next concept we have, and that is the addition of vector. So to find right addition, now see till what is called as the 8th standard, 9th standard or 10th standard we can study, right? That is the algebra, and we have what is called as 1 plus 2 is always 3. But in vectors 1 added with 3 with the direction, right? Magnitude as well as the direction, right? If you add 1 with 3 it will have the range, right? It will have the range, and it will be in between -2 to what is called as the 4. This is the range which we have, right? -2 to 4. Okay, magnitude wise it is only between 2 to 4. That means it might be possible that by using this two forces we can have the 2 unit of force or 4 unit of force. Like let us consider, if you have 2 Newton of force and 2 Newton of force, 2 Newton of first force and 2 Newton of second force supposed to be. So if I apply 2 Newton of force in this direction, and if I apply 2 Newton of force in this direction, I will have 0 Newton of resultant. But if I apply 2 Newton of force in the same direction, then I will have the 4 Newton of resultant. Now in this we can conclude that whenever we add 2 Newton and 2 Newton, will have the resultant might be equal to 0 Newton and might be equal to 4 Newton. Okay now. So addition of vector is totally different than the addition of scalars, right? In scalar, if I say 1 added with 1, it is always 2. But in vector, 1 added with 1 might be 0, might be 2, might be any value in between 0 to 2. Okay na? So this is how you have to remember. Okay. Now addition of vector, if they gave supposed to be a bar in this direction, one vector given a bar in this direction, b bar in this direction. So what you have to do is firstly find out the angle between two vectors. Now to find angle between two vectors, use tail to tail or head to head method. Now tail to tail method means what? Always use tail of the first vector and the tail of the second vector, right, in contact, right? If you consider tail of the first vector as this one, connect the tail of the second vector to this first vector only. So this is a bar and this is b bar. What is the angle between these two? This is the angle, right? Whatever tail to tail, just touch tail to tail, you will get the angle between a bar and b bar. Okay. Now head to head means what? Head to head means head of the first vector connected to the head of the second vector. So this is a bar we have. This is a bar we have. And this is b bar we have. So if you just connect the head of the first vector to the head of the second vector, whatever angle that have is the angle between the two vectors. So this is the head to head method. Once we know the angle between the two vectors, use this formula. Magnitude of r bar, which is equal to root of a squared plus b squared plus 2ab cos theta. Right now, and tan alpha we have is b sin theta divided by a plus b cos theta. It might be possible if you take, instead of a bar over here, it is b bar, and instead of b bar over here, it is a bar. Now what you have to do is, here b, instead of b you have to write a sin theta divided by b plus a cos theta. So this is the difference that you need to understand. Magnitude will remain same, but the direction will vary according to b and a position, isn't it? So over here, r bar magnitude will be equal to root of a squared plus b squared plus 2ab cos theta. This formula you need to remember, and this direction you need to remember. So always the given vector is magnitude of the vector and its direction is given by alpha. So angle alpha, this alpha will represent the direction. Alpha will represent the direction. So I hope this is clear to you all. Now where to use this, right? So where to use this? Whenever two vectors are given and they told you to find out the resultant of two vectors, right? So whenever two vectors are given, a vector is supposed to be 10 Newton in the east direction. Second vector is given, that is 10 Newton 60 degree east of north, supposed to be 60 degree east of north or north of east 60 degree. Whatever it is given, if that is the case, then you have to use the resultant formula, and that is root of a squared plus b squared plus 2ab cos theta. So I took one example over here. This is 10 Newton, this is 10 Newton, and angle between these two is theta. So what you have to do is root of first vector squared, second vector squared, then 2 first vector into second vector into cosine of angle between these two. So we will get 10 root 3 Newton is the answer. So I hope this is clear. This is very simple process that you can solve. Cos 60 degrees 1 by 2 over here. For subtraction, instead of plus b bar, you have to write minus b bar. Means what? We can write a minus b bar as a bar addition with minus b bar. Minus b bar is nothing but the negative vector, right? Negative vector is just a opposite direction, magnitude will be the same, right? Negative vector we have to do. So these two formulas for subtraction you need to remember. Magnitude of r bar will be equal to root of a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos theta, and tan alpha we have is b sin theta divided by a minus b cos theta. So whenever they say find the difference between the two vector they will give, right? A bar is equal to something, b bar is equal to something, right? And at an angle of something. So you have to use for subtraction this formula, magnitude of r bar is equal to root of a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos theta, and tan alpha we have is b sin theta divided by a minus b cos theta. So I hope this is clear to you all. Now resolution of vector. In a resolution of vector, we have a bars two component. One is parallel, other one is perpendicular. Parallel component, that is along the x-axis, and perpendicular component, that is perpendicular to the x-axis. So over here, a bar's parallel component is a cos theta and perpendicular component is a sin theta. So we have a bar is equal to, we can write parallel component and the perpendicular component addition. Now where to use to resolve the given vector? Any vector is given, you can resolve that, and to find a component, that's it, right? So Lami's theorem now. Lami's theorem. Over here, it is valid only if the net force is equal to 0. It is valid, this Lami's theorem is valid only when the net force on the body, on the object is equal to 0. That is, the body is in equilibrium. So what is that Lami's theorem? So if you consider F1, right, F1 divided by, you have to consider sine of angle between other two forces. As you can see, angle between other two forces is alpha, right? If you consider F2, sine of angle between other two forces, that is beta, sine beta. Likewise, if you consider F3, sine of angle between other two forces, and that is gamma we have. So F1 divided by sine alpha is equal to F2 divided by sine beta is equal to F3 divided by sine gamma. Where to use this? Whenever this type of questions are given, one body is given, three forces are there, one body is given, three forces are there, right? And alpha, beta, gamma you can calculate. Once we know all these values, you can calculate easily if any two values you know, right? So T1 divided by sine beta, T2 divided by sine gamma, mg divided by sine alpha. So likewise, you can use the Lami's theorem over here. Then we have a rectangular component of vector in 3 dimensions, right? So over here, as you can see, r bar is making an angle alpha with the x-axis, r bar is making an angle beta with the y-axis, and r bar is making an angle gamma with the z-axis. So r bar we have is rx bar, ry bar, and rz bar. Rx bar plus ry bar and rz bar. What is Rx bar? it is r cos alpha in I axis, that is the x axis, r cos beta in say y axis, r cos gamma in k axis. Now why I took this? Because alpha is adjacent no to this x, gamma is adjacent to z, and beta is adjacent to y. That's why I took cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma. So we have one complete vector r bar, that is along the x axis component, y axis component and a z axis component. But what is r bar divided by magnitude of r bar? It is a unit vector, isn't it? R bar divided by its magnitude, that given vector divided by its magnitude is the unit vector. So can we say this total thing is the unit vector? Yes. So what is the magnitude of it? It must be unity. It must be unity, and magnitude can be calculated. It is root of x component squared plus y component squared plus z component squared, right? So if you take the squared, you will get cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Now where to use this? To find the direction cosines. They will ask you to find the direction cosines. Cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma are nothing but the direction cosines. Right now, cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma are nothing but the direction cosines. Okay, now, are nothing but the direction cosines, and if they give r bar is equal to supposed to be 3i hat plus 4j hat, and they want what is called as cos alpha, that is the direction cosine along the x-axis, cos beta direction cosine along the y-axis, cos gamma direction cosine along the z-axis. Cos alpha we can write the x component of r bar is 3 divided by its magnitude is 5. Root of 3 squared plus 4 squared is 5. Likewise, cos beta we have is 4 y component divided by magnitude is 5. Cos gamma y z component is 0 divided by 5, which is equal to 0. So this is the cos alpha, this is the cos beta, and this is the cos gamma we can have. So if you know the concept, you can solve the problems very easily, right? So this is to find the direction cosines. Then to find the angle made by any vector with x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So alpha, right? Alpha is the angle made by r bar with the x-axis. R bar with the x-axis. Beta is the angle made by r bar with the y-axis. So if any vector is given, just find out, right, cos alpha. If they want, find the angle of vector a bar with x-axis. What you have to find? Cos alpha. A bar divided by, right, a x bar divided by magnitude of a bar, that is the cos alpha. A bar is given supposed to be 2i hat plus 3j hat plus 4k hat. Then take x component. What is this x component? X hat is nothing but 2 divided by what is its magnitude? Root of 2 squared, that is 4 plus 9 plus 16. So if you just find out 2 root 29. So this is the cos alpha we have. Likewise, you can find out cos beta. Likewise, you can find out cos gamma. Right. So I hope this is clear to you all, right? It's very simple if you understand the concept behind it. Okay. So sixth one, now we have the dot product or scalar product. Okay. So for this dot product or scalar product, we have the definition is a bar dot with b bar is equal to magnitude of a bar, magnitude of b bar, and the cosine of angle between a bar and b bar, right? Magnitude of a bar, magnitude of b bar, and cosine of angle between a bar and b bar. So to find angle between a bar and b bar, use this dot product, that is a bar dot b bar. How to find a bar dot b bar? For this, do remember I hat dot I hat, j hat dot j hat, k hat dot k hat must be equal to 1, and all other combination I hat dot j hat dot k hat, or k hat dot I hat must be equal to 0. Other way around also possible, right? J hat dot I hat, k hat dot j hat, I hat dot k hat. To find the component of a bar along b bar, this we have seen, right? Component of a bar along b bar. These are the scalar components, vector components. You have to just multiply with the unit vector, you have to just multiply with unit vector to find the vector component. Check. Next we have cross product or vector product. In this, A bar cross B bar. What is the definition? Magnitude of A bar, magnitude of B bar, sine of angle between A bar and B bar into n hat. What is this n hat? N hat is the unit vector perpendicular to A bar and B bar. Okay, now A bar and B bar. So n hat is the unit vector perpendicular to A bar and B bar. Where to use this to find angle between A bar and B bar? Yes, possible. Magnitude of A bar cross B bar divided by magnitude of A bar into magnitude of B bar. To find the unit vector perpendicular to A bar and B bar. Right, so n hat is nothing but what? Unit vector perpendicular to A bar and B bar. And to find area of triangle and area of parallelogram. Area of triangle, how to find? See here, 1 by 2 magnitude of AB bar cross AC bar, magnitude of AB bar cross AC bar. Now how to find AB bar? So see here, AB bar is nothing but the final B bar minus initial A bar, right? Final position vector we have is 4i hat. Now why I consider 4i hat? Because x component is given, that is 4. So that's why 4i hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat minus, what is the initial we have is I hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat, है ना? So A bar we have is I hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat. So we have 3i hat, 4i minus I, 3i hat, 2j cancel, 3k cancel. So this is AB bar is 3i hat. Likewise AC bar we have is C bar minus A bar. What is C bar over here? Minus 1, मतलब minus I hat plus 2j hat plus 4k hat, negative with A bar is I hat plus 2j hat plus 3k hat. And if you just do the subtraction, you will get minus 2i hat, minus 2j get cancelled, plus k hat. So this is AC bar. So we have to take what is called as the AB bar cross AC bar, है ना? So which is equal to I hat, J hat, K hat. And what is I hat, J hat, K hat? These are the X component, Y component, Z component of AB bar firstly. So it is 3, 0, 0. Then AC bar minus 2, 0, 1. So over here, how to find this determinant? I told this in the other videos also. You can watch that. So I hat firstly you have to consider, then remove this column and the row. You will get I hat in bracket 0. Then minus J hat, remove this column and a row, you will get 3 minus 0. Plus K hat, then remove this and this, 0. So you will get minus 3J hat. So I hope this is clear. So this is the area of this triangle. Okay, area of this triangle. Likewise, you can find the area of parallelogram by using just AB bar cross AC bar's magnitude, right? So no, this is the just AB bar cross AC bar. What is the magnitude of it? AB bar cross AC bars is 3 and 1 by 2 of magnitude AB bar cross AC bar will give you 3 by 2. That is the area of triangle. Likewise, you can find the area of parallelogram AB bar cross AC bars by taking its magnitude. So this is how you have to apply all the formulas, right, in all the questions. Based on all these formulas, I'll give one more video. In that I'll give all the questions related to these formulas.